This is not about Brexit. This is about the comments made by those on the Leave campaign, which have made it okay to blame migrants for the ills of this country, which were the result of external forces or our very own British better than Brussels politicians. People are turning a blind eye to the xenophobia which is rising in this country, just as they did in Italy and in Germany during the 1920s and 30s. Posters such as UKIP's 26 million people in Europe are looking for work and whose jobs are they after blame European migrants for the loss of UK jobs, despite European Union migrants doing jobs that Brits refuse to do, or taking jobs that Brits aren't qualified to do. This is actively creating hatred towards migrants who are working hard to contribute to our society. This poster and Nigel Farage's Breaking Point poster really do remind me of Nazi propaganda. They really do, it scares me. I see the after effects of fascism in Italy and the anti-xenophobic laws which Germany is so strict on because they don't want this to happen again. And I don't want it to happen to the UK. I don't want to have to flee the UK like one of my mum's friends thinks she has to. I don't want to have to flee the UK in the way that my Italian subject teachers' Italian grandparents had to flee Italy because they were Jewish. This is Britain. This is a safe haven for refugees and a new life for migrants. I don't feel welcome, and this is where I was born and raised. My father is British. I am half British. I was born in an English hospital. I went to English schools. I don't feel welcome in my own country. This isn't an overreaction towards UKIP's posters. The posters and Farage's comments on how you are allowed to talk about migrants, people to believe it is acceptable to vilify migrants. For instance, on my last video, I merely had the audacity to say I was disappointed about the referendum, but it was democratic and so I must respect that. However, I received xenophobic comments, only it's selfish reasons because the UK gives money to Italy, which is bollocks, quite frankly, because I do not want money for Italy from the UK. I want money from the European Union for my local area in the UK and across the EU to see the lives of those in less well-off districts be improved and benefit from regional development aid. It wasn't bad. There was a really horrible comment that I don't think people want to hear, but it'll be on my blog. Then there was a comment telling me to leave the country, which I reported and is no longer visible. The whole point of my last video is, yes, I feel I must leave, but that doesn't mean I want to leave. So I'm pleading with you. If these posters distress or alarm you, despite having not been personally attacked, under Section 4A of the Public Order Act 1986, have the right to complain to the police and ask for a crime to be reported against a person, say Nigel Farage, who leads UKIP and therefore allows these posters to be published, as these posters are hurting us, European nationals, immigrants and refugees in general. We must stop this abuse from being politically and legally displayed. We must say no to those who feel it is acceptable to tell young Polish children to go home. We must take a stand against those who feel it is acceptable to tell us, including those of us who were born and raised in this country, to leave the UK. This is xenophobia. It is unacceptable. It is not what Britain stands for. It is not representing British views. This is the country which built a human wall to stop Oswald Mosley and his brown shirts from attacking the Jewish population. This is the country that stands up against EDL and Britain First. We must stop this. So please, if you are affected by it, go to the police.